So today I'm going to be working on onions. I'm getting ready to put these in a larger pot. And my plan is October, and my plan is to plant these out in November. Mid to probably the end of November. So my first set of onions, I started these from seed, and it's a red Creole. And this is a Texas sweet onion. So the first few times I tried to plant onions, I did them once with the bulb, the bulb, and I planted those out, and they were successful. I just had a lot of rain, and some of them got mushy because it had rained so much. This is my second time trying to do it by seed. The first time they dried out, and I'm a new gardener, as I think I've probably said it a few times in my other videos. So this time I'm going to try to put it in a larger pot to see if that's going to help them survive. I know they need to be, I already put some water here. I know that they need to stay moist because they will dry out. And what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to take something, put a little hole in each one, because I want them to have their own pot and room to grow. Let's put a little hole in each one. Gardening is trial and error. And once you learn new lessons, and this is wet, I should have waited until it was dry. I watered it last night and it is wet. But you can see there's a lot of roots in this tiny little plant. And what I'm gonna do is just kind of roll it a little bit, and they're not hard to separate at all. So this is one onion. Gonna get this down in here to give him or her, whatever you want to call this plant, room to grow. Here's another look at all the little roots. And you can smell it. It smells, even though it's this small, like it smells the onion. Very oniony smell. Push it down in there. So what I grew the seedlings in was a seed starter. And now I'm putting it in potting soil. You don't want to mess up the roots that much. You gotta get this out of here. We'll go around the sides. There's a hole on the bottom of this pot, so I could stick my finger through there and push this out so that I won't destroy the roots. Now I can put a tag on here so that it'll help me out to know what type of onions these are. This is, like I said, this is the red Creole. But eventually you're gonna know what it is. If you forget the sign or you lose your little tag, this is a red onion. If you overwater these, that was one thing I did too. We got a lot of rain, and then when the rain stopped, I was still trying to water it. And the onions split. So you really have to watch your watering, but at the same time, you want this to stay moist. So this is extra soil that I'm gonna fill in. I like using seeds because it's not as expensive, and then you also know what you're growing. You don't know what they put in, you know, the bulbs, who grew it. You know, and this is my personal preference. I know it works, and but I prefer to have a little more control over what I'm growing, especially when I'm trying to do an organic garden. And I don't even know if somebody can achieve in 100% organic garden. So even my my raised beds and my planters and things outside, I try to use good soil, but I also try to get compost. I went to a landscaping type company and got organic soil. I turned my office into a grow room. I didn't mean to do it, it just happened that way. So I have to keep sweeping up the dirt. Put this on here, because this is all going to be the same. I didn't think I was going to like gardening this much, but I really enjoy gardening. That's all I talk about is gardening. So I get on a few people's nerves. I was like, is that all she's gonna talk about? Now the joke is with my husband is that I talk about dirt too much. Soil, I guess it's the proper name for it in gardening. Not dirt, soil. My kitchen compost, I got this, how many, this is a 46 cup container is what it says on the front. It's huge. You can see the eggshells in there, but what's incredible about it, seeing it break down. I put so many tomato plants and stems, leaves. I had cilantro, lettuce, different things like that. I put a lot of different vegetables in here. It fills up and then it breaks down and it comes down here. This has been full at least maybe 3 or 4 times since I started, and now it's down to here. So it's kind of dirt up there, but you can see. And it's just fascinating to see how everything breaks down. And this is the best kind of way I guess you can make compost. You know what you just put in there. You know it's from your garden waste in plants. Chop that up, put that in there. And some of it is a little soil from my plants from pulling them out of the containers. But a lot of it, I have a lot of green waste in here. And to look at it, and you don't see it. And like I said, it smells when I first started. You have to put water in it. It has to breathe. It was smelly. And the more time went by, the more it broke down and it doesn't smell. And it's kind of crazy. It smells like the soil that you buy at the store. So it's still breaking down, but I'm still waiting because this is my first time using it and I don't know what I'm doing. Like I had soaked my garlic cloves before I planted them, and I used some of that liquid in here too because I had kelp in it and I think it's humic acid. I don't know what that stuff was called. But I had that, and that's supposed to help with root growth. So I poured some of that. I'm not even pronouncing it right. I might have to put it on the screen. But I put that in there and I soaked it. Oh, a little baking soda. And then I just soaked it for a couple of hours and planted that out. I have a whole different video with my garlic and growing garlic and how I planted it directly outside. So again, this in the future is going to be food, and I'm going to be feeding my plants with it. So now I'm just coming to the conclusion of this video. I replanted my onions. And here you go. I have a full tray and a partial tray. These are my extra pots, but there you go. That's the partial. And so I've never planted Texas sweet onions, but I could tell you already that is going to be a large onion because when I separated them, they are the strongest onions and the healthiest onions I have so far. And I don't know, they're just large. So I'm gonna keep this in, like I said, until about November, and then I'm gonna plant them outside. And I'm so excited about my artichoke. So I planted them also in a larger pot because they were sitting in that 6-cell tray pot that I had. And I got this from Bootstrap Farmer. But anyway, so I had it in this tiny pot. So it definitely needed more space. And I also had my little tiny rosemaries because they get huge too. In time, this was already growing and I just put it in the pot by itself. I have 2 thyme plants. And these herbs, I'm gonna be keeping them inside because I cook with it a lot. So I just come in here and break off pieces and that's what I'm trying, because I grow rosemary and then I use it all. So I need to keep a plant or 2 healthy or healthy and strong to the side and not use all the rosemary up. I use it all up before it even grows. So anyway, my onions are done, my few herbs are done, artichoke, and then I'll come back probably in a few more weeks and plant it outside. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe.